Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Rachelle Glendon. It is lovely to have you here. So today is my very long overdue pregnancy update. I am currently 31 and a bit weeks, coming up to 32 weeks pregnant. This was meant to be a second trimester update, but obviously I've been in my second trimester for about 4 weeks now. So I'm just gonna say it's a like 3/4 done update. I don't know. So things have been going reasonably well up until this point. Now that I have had I had that scare earlier on where the baby came back with high risk of Down syndrome, but everything after I had the genetic testing done and I had the early morphology scan, everything came back. The baby is completely fine. It was just one of those random things. So I've been coasting along reasonably well ever since then, and then at 28 weeks I had my glucose tolerance test, which is the test to see if you've got gestational diabetes, and at the same time when they did that, they also just did a full blood count just to see where I was at, and it turned out that I had iron deficiency anemia. So my levels, I have made a video all about that. I posted that about 3 weeks ago now. Yeah, so I had an iron transfusion or an iron infusion, and that has really helped. Yeah, so I had my obstetrician, my 32-week obstetrician appointment this morning, and she did a scan and the baby's all looking good. My blood pressure is all fine. The baby is looking nice and big. He's in the 75th percentile, so he is approximately, based on the measurements and the size of his tummy and everything like that, he's approximately 2.1 kilos. So she said expect almost 4 kilo baby. Because he's going to be born by cesarean at 39.5 weeks, he may not be quite as big as Max. Max was 4.3 kilos when he was born, but he was also born at 40 weeks and 6 days. But I have noticed that the baby is sitting a lot lower and my belly is a lot bigger because I don't have the ab strength that I had with Max. I'm very cautious about making sure I sit up correctly and everything like that so that I'm not making it any worse. But yes, the baby is sitting a lot lower. So there are two things to that. The upside to that is that I'm not suffering from indigestion nearly as much as what I did with Max when he was a lot higher. The downside to that is that my pelvic floor is a little bit weaker. I'm not like, you know, struggling with going to the bathroom or anything like that, but everything just feels a lot heavier down in that region. So it's a little bit more uncomfortable and I have to go to the toilet a little bit more often because, you know, second pregnancy. The upside to that is that because I'm having a cesarean, I shouldn't have too many ongoing issues once the baby's out, which is good. And on that, if you want to see a video about the reason why I elected for a cesarean this time around rather than going through for a VBAC, I am making a video on that. That is one of my next upcoming videos, so please hit the subscribe buttons and make sure you hit the bell as well so you can get notified when that comes out, because yeah, if it's something of interest to you. I did go through hypnobirthing classes when I was pregnant with Max, and I had a private midwife. This time around I'm going elective cesarean with an obstetrician booked into the hospital, so completely different experience. So I'm going to do a bit of a comparison as to the two modes of care. So when I weighed myself today at the doctor's, I am 74.4 kilos, which means I have gained approximately 11.5 kilos at almost 32 weeks. So I'm expecting to put on probably another 2 to 4 kilos over the next 7 or 8 weeks. And that's totally fine. The only time I really ever weigh myself is when I'm pregnant, because I just find it really fascinating to see how much your body changes. I have been getting a monthly massage, which is really lovely, at a specialist pregnancy massage place. I have been seeing a physio as well, and she's been giving me lots of moves to help keep things nice and loose and flexible. And that seems to help with keeping me as pain-free as possible. But as my pregnancy progresses, I am getting a little bit more uncomfortable. I also find that rolling over in bed is almost impossible. Just lugging that weight over. I find that if I'm facing in towards a bed, I have to kind of get out of bed, get up, turn around and lay back down to face the other way. In terms of like my mental health, I'm feeling really happy. I'm feeling really excited about this baby. I'm not really worried too much about how Max is going to cope. He seems to really understand about what's going on. He often kisses my belly, he pats it, he says, hello baby. Yeah, I was thinking like, you know, like how is it going to be when I'm breastfeeding the baby and I can't do things with Max? But you know, like I think he's going to be fine. I actually really do. So I'm not too worried about that. I do feel a little bit anxious about how I'm going to go with the new baby and bonding and breastfeeding and all of that stuff, but I'm sure it will be fine because I'm mostly excited. Having 2 kids will just be all the more special, like 10 times more special, and it will make us into a real lovely family unit, and I'm so excited about the future. You know, I can just imagine, like family holidays and like Max, he's such a fun kid and he is playing a lot more with Honey. I just think he's going to be such a great big brother and he's really looking forward to it, so it really sets my mind at ease. And Rolly is a little bit stressed, a little bit worried. He's probably more worried than me, but I think that's, you know, only natural as a dad, because second time around there's a lot more pressure on dads to be able to help with the first one because mum's going to be dealing with the baby. So I think, yeah, from that perspective it is influencing Rolly a little bit more this time around, but he'll be fine. I know, like, he absolutely loves Max and they're so cute together. So I have splurged out on a few things that I didn't have last time with Max, and the first one is this thing this pillow that I was going to get with Max but I didn't end up getting. I think I ended up having a wedge pillow that I borrowed from a friend, but this time around I got a belly bean. It looks like this. It's like basically 2 round pillows with a piece of material, like the pillowcase holds them together, and the piece of material. The most common way to use it is by sleeping with your body here, and then one pillow supports your belly. You can position it either you know, wherever on your belly is most comfortable, and the other one supports your back, so it stops you from kind of rolling back onto your back. By the way, this is my bump. It's very big. I'll try and show a better shot of that in a minute. But then, yeah, and then so I have it angled sort of like that. So this supports my lower back, so it stops me from rolling back. The other way that you can use it is by having one of the pillows in between your feet and one of the pillows in between your knees. I sometimes do that. I usually have just one of my koala pillows that goes between the whole part of my legs, and that's to keep your hips aligned. That's quite comfortable. You can also put one between your knees and then one under your belly. So there's lots of different ways that you can use it. It's very good. And then also what I really like is that this can also be a really good pillow for wedging when you're breastfeeding, when the baby's born. So I think this was probably a little bit on the expensive side, maybe about $70 or something like that. I think you can also resell them. People buy them for about half that. I'm not sure, but I thought it was, because I didn't have to buy too many other things, I thought that something like that to keep me comfy is really worth it. So then another thing that I bought that I thought is probably not necessary, but it's a little bit of a nice item, is this kneeling pad. Isn't it cute? Not only can I use this to kneel whilst I'm pregnant, I can also use it to kneel on when I'm bathing the baby for the next year. So it's going to come in really, really handy. So I needed to get Max a new bath mat because his old one had kind of gone, it had ripped and gone all yucky. So when I actually ordered it on Amazon. So Australia has only recently gotten Amazon products. We like within the last couple of months. We only used to have books available to order through Amazon. So now that we've got products, I thought I'd hop on there and just see what kind of bath mats do they have. And Munchkin had their bath mat on there, so I grabbed that, and they then said, like, we also have this product, and I saw it and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna get it. I think it was about 15 bucks or something like that. A nice padded newly bit. It can't hurt, and you know, it's actually really good. Another thing that I got that I didn't have last time around, because I mentioned that my belly is quite heavy, I spoke to my physio and she suggested that I get this thing called a posture correcting maternity support belt. Very, very glamorous. It's a Velcro belly band basically. It looks like this. It's like this long piece. These are actually bits of plastic, or I'm not sure, they're really, it's like a thick, almost like boning in there, that they go across your back, and then it's really stretchy, see, and it's got this big band that goes under your belly. Let me see if I can show you. So you've got this nice boning at the back here, and then it goes under your belly like that. So it sits like that, and then these are like long extra bits. So it's got, on each side, it's got 2 extra bits that you can kind of pull and angle to help support. It's really good for walking, or if you're standing at the end of the day cooking dinner. As you can see, it's quite bulky, so it's not something that you would probably feel comfortable wearing under your clothes if you were up at the shops. It's also, yeah, it is really, really, like, as soon as you put it on, it sort of corrects your posture. Instead of standing like that, it sort of helps to hold your hips forward and keep this part of your back supported, and it also holds your belly up. So it just kind of feels like someone's holding your belly for you. It's really good. Yeah, so the whole front of it's made of the Velcro material, so it's really easy to adjust to how it, you know, the most comfortable fit for you. A couple of downsides with it is that it's not comfortable. You can't really sit in it. It's only for standing. Well, I mean, that's maybe not what they say, but I find I don't really feel comfortable sitting in it. So I only wear it for like the afternoons. It's probably not recommended to wear it all day every day. I just put it on in the afternoon when I'm going to be cooking and I'm feeling uncomfortable. It's really good for that, or just like walking around if you're cleaning, mopping and stuff like that. It's probably something that you should wear if you're going to do the groceries and push a big trolley around, although it's getting to the stage where I think I'm going to do click and collect because I don't really want to be pushing a heavy trolley around. I can't remember, I think this cost me about $140. Yeah, I'm not sure that it was my best purchase. I do like it. The winner for me is because, like, if it was only for use in pregnancy, I probably could have done without it. I probably could have just, you know, put on one of those baby wraps and strapped my belly that way, or just sat down instead of pushing my body too far. But the other thing is that you can use it postpartum for muscle recovery. It's really good. Like, I'll show you, I think they've got the picture. Yeah, on the picture, see, one lady's pregnant and then she's got a flat belly there. It's really good for postnatal recovery and support. It's actually got on here prenatal lift and support, and then postnatal recovery and support. So you have to when you're postnatal, you lay down and you tighten it up really, really tight, and it helps your uterus squish back down. It's also really good for holding, if you've got ab separation, which I do, holding the muscles together in the middle of your belly, a chance to fuse back together. So because of that, that is the redeeming quality for me. I mean, if it was just for pregnancy, I probably would have considered this a bit of a dud buy. It is really good. I'm not saying it's not good. It's just that I could have done without it. So it's not an essential, if that makes sense. So one thing that when I was pregnant with Max is that I suffered quite badly, especially in the 3rd trimester, with nighttime cramps in my legs. And that is usually a sign of magnesium deficiency. So I mentioned this to my physio and she recommended me to take this Ultra Muscle Ease. This one's Forest Berry, but it's Advanced Magnesium Blend. This is a really good brand. This is a brand that I absolutely love. It's usually practitioner only. It's bioceuticals. I also have the pregnancy vitamins. I also have vitamin C from them. I've also got the iron tablets that if I had have remembered to take, I would not have gotten anemia from, because I've never had higher levels than when I've taken the bioceuticals iron. But I stopped taking it, silly. This is the Forest Berries flavour, which I don't love. I probably would have preferred the orange, but they didn't have orange in stock, so I got the Forest Berries flavour. And you just drink a scoop of this in cold water before bed, and it's amazing. The nights when I remember to have it, I don't get any cramps, and I find that after 2 or 3 days, if I haven't had it, then I start to get cramps. So it's obviously this is what's working. Yeah, so those are a few things that I've gotten that are probably not essential, but they have made things a little bit easier. Anyway, that is my pregnancy update. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks again for watching. If you want to see more videos, especially that cesarean versus hypnobirth, please hit that subscribe button. I would absolutely love to have you. Anyway, you have a beautiful day and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!